Welcome back to the cat code. Your cat twitches their tail. They stare intently at a blank wall. They make that strange little chirping sound at the window. We see these things happen every single day, and we smile and we think to ourselves, that's just my weird cat being a cat. But what if it's not just a quirk? What if it's a direct message, a specific signal, a piece of a complex language they are sending out into the world, hoping, begging, that you'll finally understand? And what if listening could be the most important thing you ever do? Today, we're not just looking at cat behaviors. We are putting on our headphones, leaning in close, and decoding the urgent messages they are begging you to hear. Let's begin. Number 1. The Guardian's Vigil. Let's start with a signal so common, it's almost universally misunderstood. Your cat, seemingly out of nowhere, becomes your shadow. They are uncharacteristically persistent, nudging your hand away from your keyboard, pawing gently but firmly at your face while you try to sleep, or laying directly on your chest, their weight a strange and sudden comfort. The common misinterpretation? Well, it's easy. You think, oh, they must be hungry. Or, they're just being extra cuddly and want attention. You might even feel a little annoyed, pushing them away gently so you can get back to what you were doing. You see a request for affection, a plea for food, but you're missing the code. You're misreading the flashing red light for a simple mood. What they are begging you to hear is an alarm. Your cat's sense of smell is a finely tuned scientific instrument, capable of detecting the most infinitesimal chemical changes in the air. When you are becoming ill, or when a medical crisis is brewing deep within your body, your entire chemistry shifts. Your scent changes in a way that is completely imperceptible to you, but to your cat, it's like a blaring siren in a quiet library. That insistent nudging isn't a request for pets. It's their way of saying, something is wrong inside of you. I can smell it. I can feel it. Pay attention. That weight on your chest isn't just for warmth. They are monitoring you. They are standing guard. This isn't just a comforting theory. This is a documented reality. Consider the story of Sam Felstead from the UK. One night in her sleep, she suffered a heart attack. As her body began to shut down, her 7-year-old rescue cat, Billy, knew. He didn't just sense it, he took action. He jumped onto her chest, began pawing at her, and meowed with a desperate non-stop urgency he had never shown before. Half asleep and confused, Sam was roused from a slumber she might never have woken from. She realized something was terribly wrong and called for help. Doctors later confirmed it. The heart attack was real, and had she stayed asleep, the outcome would have been catastrophic. Billy's strange, insistent behavior wasn't random. It was a life-saving intervention. He was her guardian. Billy isn't the only one. Countless stories echo this incredible ability. There's Jinx, the 8-year-old cat who has, for most of his life, protected his owner from insulin shock. When his owner's glucose begins to get dangerously low, Jinx stays close. The lower it goes, the closer he gets, until he's on his owner's chest, poking his face, a purring, living medical alert system that doesn't quit until things are back to normal. These cats are not just pets. They are our silent, vigilant protectors. They are our personal care cats. Has your cat ever alerted you to an illness? Have they ever refused to leave your side when you were sick, standing watch over you? Share your incredible story in the comments below with the hashtag #MyCareCat. Let's fill the comments with these amazing heroes. Number 2. The Protector's Warning. The next signal is one that can often seem curious, well, a little bit bizarre. Your cat becomes fixated on a seemingly mundane object, the gas meter, a corner of the ceiling, a faucet. They pace back and forth, meowing with an unusual urgency, trying to lead you somewhere. They might even physically block your path, looking back and forth between you and the object of their concern. The common misinterpretation is to dismiss it as a game, or perhaps they've spotted a tiny spider you can't see. It's easy to laugh it off. What is it, silly? What are you looking at? You might ask, giving them a quick pat before going about your day. You see a funny quirk. You see them being a cat. But what they're begging you to hear is far more serious. They're saying, danger. My senses, which are infinitely more powerful than yours, have detected a threat. A threat you cannot see, smell, or hear, and I need you to trust me, right now. Their hearing can pick up the high-frequency squeal of a faulty wire inside a wall. Their sense of smell can detect a pinhole gas leak long before it becomes concentrated enough for a human nose. They feel vibrations through the floor that signal structural instability. They are not being weird. They are sounding a 5-alarm fire. Let me tell you the story of Basil, a clever tabby cat from Wales. One day, Basil became obsessed with the gas meter in his home. He paced, he meowed, he was frantic, clearly trying to communicate that something was terribly wrong. At first, his owner was just puzzled. But as Basil's persistence grew, his owner finally approached the meter box. The reason for the cat's behavior became instantly, terrifyingly clear. A strong smell of gas filled the air. There was a serious leak, one that could have easily led to a devastating explosion. Basil's odd behavior, his urgent plea to be listened to, saved his family. And it's not always something as invisible as gas. Sometimes the danger is right in front of our eyes, hidden in plain sight. A commenter on a video once shared a story that sends a chill down your spine. She was on her front porch, about to turn on the water tap. As her hand approached, her cat Alexis did something extraordinary. The cat leaped onto her arm and physically pushed it away. Confused, the owner looked closer at the tap. And there, waiting, was a large, highly venomous redback spider poised to bite. Alexis, the Wonder Cat, as she was rightfully called, saw the danger her human was about to blindly touch. When your cat is trying to lead you somewhere, when they are acting unsettled and fixated on a part of your home, listen. That odd behavior could be their way of saving your life. Have you ever had an experience like this? Did your cat ever warn you of a danger you couldn't see? Tell us your story in the comments with the hashtag #MyCatSavedMe. Your story could empower someone else to listen in a critical moment. Number 3. The judge of character. This next signal is subtle and one we often take personally. A new person comes into your home. A friend, a new partner, a repair person, and your usually social cat vanishes. Or maybe they don't vanish. Maybe they sit across the room frozen, with wide, unblinking eyes tracking the person's every move. Or worse, they let out a low, guttural hiss at someone who seems perfectly nice. The common misinterpretation is immediate. We feel embarrassed. We say things like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. He's not usually like this." Or, "She's just being moody today." We internalize it, thinking our cat is being rude, antisocial, or just plain weird. We judge our cat's reaction based on our own social rules. But what if your cat is operating on a much deeper, more primal level? What they are begging you to hear is, "I am seeing things you are not. I am reading the invisible data. And my verdict is in." We humans are easily fooled. We listen to words. We are swayed by a charming smile and a confident tone. A cat does not care about any of that. They are masters of observing nonverbal language. They watch how a person moves. Are their movements smooth and relaxed, or are they jerky and tense? They can smell the subtle shift in pheromones that indicate stress, fear, or aggression, even when the person is trying to hide it. They listen to the pitch and cadence of a voice, not the words being said. To your cat, a person is not what they say they are. A person is the energy they radiate. They are a living, purring, infallible vibe check. There are countless stories, whispered from one cat owner to another, of a cat who despised a new boyfriend or a friendly neighbor, only for that person's true, unpleasant nature to be revealed weeks or months later. The cat knew. From the very first second, the cat had all the data it needed. Since they can't sit you down and say, "I have a bad feeling about this one," they use the only language they have: avoidance, fear, or open hostility. They are trying to show you the red flag you can't see. Of course, sometimes a cat may just have a preference, or a past trauma associated with a certain smell or look. But if your normally calm, confident cat consistently reacts with fear or aggression toward the same person, time and time again, it might be a sign worth paying very close attention to. They are offering you their assessment. It's up to you to trust their judgment. Has your cat ever been a perfect judge of character? Did they try to warn you about someone who later showed their true colors? Share that story. Let's create a library of proof. Use the hashtag #CatVibeCheck in the comments. Number 4. The Ancient Oracle. Picture this. It's a perfectly calm, sunny afternoon, but your cat is acting strangely. They're restless, pacing the house. Or maybe the opposite. Your adventurous outdoor cat suddenly refuses to set a single paw outside, hiding under the bed as if the sky were falling. They might even suddenly drop to the floor, roll over, and then zip away with their tail puffed up. The common misinterpretation? We barely even register it. We just think, weird. We might assume they're feeling lazy, or maybe they heard a car backfire. We see it as random, meaningless behavior because, to our limited senses, nothing is wrong. The sun is shining, the air is still. But your cat is not living in the same sensory world as you. They are living in the moments before the moments. What they are begging you to hear is a forecast. The world is about to change. The pressure is dropping. The air is crackling. And you need to prepare. Long before the first thunderclap rumbles in the distance, your cat can feel it coming. Their inner ears are incredibly sensitive to the slightest changes in atmospheric pressure, the kind that signal an approaching storm or a major weather front. They can even feel the buildup of static electricity in the air that precedes a lightning strike. They are a living, breathing barometer, with instincts honed over thousands of years of survival. Back in the age of sail, long before weather apps and Doppler radar, what do you think sailors relied on to warn them of an approaching storm? It wasn't a fancy instrument. It was the ship's cat. These feline seafarers were more than just expert rat catchers. They were the ship's oracle. When the cat started acting twitchy, became unusually frantic, or sought shelter in the deepest part of the ship, the crew knew. It was time to batten down the hatches. A storm was coming. Their lives often depended on their ability to read their cat. That same remarkable ability sits purring on your couch today. So if your cat starts acting strangely on a clear day, don't just dismiss it. Maybe take a moment, look at the forecast, bring the patio furniture in. They might just be giving you a heads up, the old-fashioned way. Does your cat have a sixth sense for weather? Do they have a special rain is coming dance? We want to hear about it. Share your cat's forecasting abilities in the comments with the hashtag WeatherCat. Number 5. The Sacred Trust. Finally, let's decode a signal that is less about danger and more about the very foundation of your relationship. It's one of the most iconic cat poses in the world. Your cat is relaxed, happy, and they slowly roll over, exposing their soft, downy belly. The common misinterpretation is almost a reflex. It's so tempting. We think they want a belly rub. Our hand reaches out, eager to ruffle that soft fur, seeing it as a clear invitation for affection. It feels like the ultimate sign of a happy, playful cat. But this is perhaps the most profound misinterpretation of all. In most cases, this is not an invitation. This is a declaration. What your cat is begging you to hear is this: I trust you with my life. In this moment, I feel so completely safe with you, I am willing to expose my most vulnerable area where all my vital organs are. I am showing you the ultimate sign of respect and trust. Please, do not betray it. For a creature that is both predator and prey, the stomach is the weakest point. To show it is to give up all defense. When you reach down and roughhouse that belly, you can instantly shatter that fragile trust. You are speaking the language of an attacker, not a protector. The sudden bunny kicks, the gentle nips, the claws that come out, that's them saying, you have misunderstood the gesture. You have violated the terms of this sacred trust. Now, some cats do learn to enjoy a gentle belly stroke, but it's an exception, an earned privilege, not the rule. The true meaning of the gesture is in the display itself. The correct response is not to touch, but to acknowledge. Speak to them in a soft voice, give them a slow blink. This tells them, I see your trust and I honor it. I am not a threat. The story of one rescue cat shows this beautifully. This cat, after being saved from a life on the streets, was companionable but never cuddly. She never sat on a lap, never slept on the bed. Then, her owner came home after a minor surgery and was put on bed rest. As the owner lay vulnerable and drowsing, the cat appeared. She hopped onto the bed, lay down near her owner's chest, and stayed there all day. The next day, she sat nestled against her on the sofa. As the owner recovered, the cat slowly returned to her old ways, but something had shifted. A few months later, the owner had the same procedure again, and the cat repeated her vigil. It was after her owner showed vulnerability that the cat, in turn, began to show trust. From then on, she frequently slept at the foot of the bed. Trust was a language they learned to speak together. Understanding this signal is the key to unlocking a deeper bond. It's a chance to tell your cat, "I hear you, and I will protect you." Has your cat shown you this level of trust? Have you earned the privilege of a gentle belly rub? Tell us about that moment of connection in the comments with the hashtag #CatTrust. From sensing danger in the air to detecting illness in our bodies, the evidence is overwhelming. Your cat's language isn't loud, but it is constant and it is powerful. The twitch of a tail, the flick of an ear, a sudden stare into an empty corner. These are not random quirks. They are the words. They are the signals. The stories from our community prove it. Your cat is more than a pet. They are a guardian, a doctor, a therapist, and a hero. By learning to listen, you're not just becoming a better owner. You're becoming the person your cat has always been trying to talk to. You're finally acknowledging the silent hero sleeping at the foot of your bed. If this video helped you decode a message from your cat, show your support with a like and subscribe so you never miss an alert from the Cat Code. And now, we turn it over to you, the true experts. We cannot wait to read all of your incredible #MyCareCat, #MyCatSaveMe, and all the other stories in the comments. You are all part of the Cat Code. Thank you for listening. We'll see you in the next video.